Welcome to the deep dive. We're jumping straight into the action tonight, heading over to New York City and soaking up that electric atmosphere of the U.S. Open. Just imagine it. Louis Armstrong Stadium, the evening of August 31st, 2025. The lights are bright, the crowd's buzzing, a really high-stakes match about to unfold. Today, we're unpacking that very match, the fourth round clash. You had the world number one, Aryna Sabalenka, this absolute powerhouse, against the really tenacious underdog, Cristina Bucsa. And our mission here isn't just, a simple recap. We want to dig into the strategy, the psychology, the stories behind these athletes. What does this tell us about perseverance, about getting to the very top? We're aiming to pull out those key insights that help us really understand what makes high-level tennis tick.
Exactly. And Sabalenka versus Bucsa, well, it's a perfect case study for that, isn't it? It really highlights that fascinating mix you see at the top, raw power meeting strategic finesse. We can connect what happened on court to, the bigger themes, ambition, that mental toughness you need, and just how global these sports have become. It's a great story to explore.
Okay, let's paint the picture then. Eighth day of the 2025 U.S. Open, under the lights at Louis Armstrong. You've got Sabalenka, world number one. Everyone knows the game, huge serves, relentless baseline power, just looks to dominate. And then across the net, Cristina Bucsa, a really resilient player, and she'd already written this amazing underdog story just getting to this stage, her first time this deep in a slam.
Right. And the U.S. Open itself, it's the grand finale of the Grand Slam season, isn't it? 2 weeks in Flushing Meadows, Queens. Those hard courts, they just demand so much grit and determination. This match, even though Sabalenka won in straight sets, 6-1, 6-4, it really captured that mix of pure athleticism and human drama. There's definitely more to it than just the score.
Absolutely. Let's look at that first set. Sabalenka came out just firing. It was a masterclass in efficiency, really.
It really was.
She broke Bucha's serve early, then did it again. Suddenly she's up 6-1, and it only took, 27 minutes?
Incredibly speed.
Her big weapons were obvious. That serve, often crapping 110 miles per hour, maybe more. And then these laser-like ground strokes landing deep, keeping Bucsa constantly on the back foot.
Yeah, and credit to Bucsa. She tried to disrupt that. You saw her attempting slices, trying some drop shots, looking for ways to break Sabalenka's rhythm, open the court up a bit.
Right.
But Sabalenka's movement, her anticipation, it was just top-notch that day. She basically shut down most of those attempts. It was, a classic clash of styles in that first set, and the power game just won out decisively.
Okay, but the second set, that felt different, didn't it?
It really did. Bucsa, well, she dug in. Absolutely dug deep.
Started holding serve more consistently. She even earned a couple of break points on Sabalenka's serve. You could kind of feel the crowd thinking, okay, maybe something's shifting here.
That's when the tension builds. And that's exactly where you see Sabalenka raise her level.
Yeah.
It's that champion's mindset kicking in. Well, she saved those crucial break points. Clutch serves when she needed them, big aces. And then sharp volleys at the net, too. It showed she's not just about power. There's touch, there's nuance there as well.
Right.
And then she closed it out, 6-4, sealed it with a clean forehand winner down the line. The whole match, about 73 minutes. Pretty efficient, really, showing she can handle that pressure and finish strong.
And that win brings us to this really quite staggering statistic for Sabalenka. This marks her 12th consecutive time reaching the quarterfinals or better at a Grand Slam.
Just incredible consistency.
It really is. It puts her in truly elite company in the history books. And her story's pretty interesting, too. Born in Minsk, Belarus, May 5th, 1998. Apparently her dad, who played hockey, just happened to see some tennis courts and signed her up. A bit of serendipity there.
Yeah, sliding doors moment, perhaps. She turned pro around 2015. Made waves in doubles pretty quickly, but the singles breakthrough, that came in 2018. First WTA title in New Haven. And her game, it's always been built around that power, hasn't it? Huge serve, massive forehand. But the really fascinating part of her journey is the transformation she's undergone.
What do you mean?
Well, early on, there were issues. Inconsistency, definitely. The double faults could pile up and, sometimes visible frustration, emotional moments on court that could derail her. The power was there, but channeling it consistently strategically, that was the challenge.
Okay, so this is where it gets really interesting. Around 2021, maybe 2022, something shifted mentally for her.
Absolutely. A huge shift. She started actively working on her mental game, bringing in things like mindfulness, focusing on emotional control. It was the deliberate strategy to harness that intensity.
And the results speak for themselves.
They really do. Australian Open title in 2023, defends it in 2024, then wins the U.S. Open later that year, her third major. It wasn't just a small tweak. It feels like this mental revolution was the key that unlocked that Grand Slam success.
So connecting that to the bigger picture,
Yeah.
she's got, what, 20 WTA singles titles now?
Hmm.
Including those big Masters 1000s, Madrid, Miami, Cincinnati.
The big ones. And physically, yes, she's imposing. 6 feet tall, very athletic build. That gives her a natural advantage in power tennis. But it's the other parts of her game that have really developed. Her defense is much better, covers the court so well now. And that first serve percentage, it's often up over 70%. That consistency is just vital for staying at the top. It's the difference between being powerful and being dominant.
And off the court, she seems quite open, actually.
Yeah, she does. She has this vibrant personality, talks quite candidly about managing life, making time for friends, travel, even hobbies like painting or music, I think.
Finding that balance.
Exactly. She's mentioned how important it is to find joy outside tennis, especially with the pressure of being #1. You need that release to avoid burnout and just thrive. And look at her 2025 season before the Open titles in Brisbane, Miami, Madrid. Came in with 50 wins already. Clearly the one everyone's aiming for.
Okay, let's switch focus now to her opponent, Cristina Bucsa. Because her story is such a contrast, isn't it? It's all about perseverance, adaptation.
A very different path, yeah.
Yeah.
Born January 1st, 1998, same year as Sabalenka, interestingly, but in Chisinau, Moldova. Moved to Spain young, represents Spain now. Coached by her father, Ion. A real family affair and a journey across countries.
And her pro career started back in 2015 too, but mainly on the ITF circuit first.
That's right, the proving grounds, grinding it out. She's actually had significant success in doubles. 8 WTA doubles titles is impressive. Won the big one in Madrid in 2024.
Oh, okay.
So in singles, her career high ranking is 56. And her game, it's different. Built more on solid baseline play, good movement, using tactical variety, changing pace, using angles rather than just trying to overpower opponents. It's clever tennis.
And this U.S. Open in 2025, this was her big breakthrough in single slams. Reaching the fourth round, she'd never been past the third in 15 previous majors.
An incredible achievement for her. And she had to beat higher-ranked players to get there. Showed amazing fight, and you could see the crowd really responding to that spirit.
And there's that interesting angle about her off-court presence, or lack thereof, in the social media age.
Yeah, that's quite unique today, isn't it? She largely avoids platforms like Instagram. It feels like a very deliberate choice, maybe focusing purely on her craft, maintaining privacy, sort of an old-school authenticity, perhaps.
Could be. It definitely resonated with some fans, that focus on the tennis itself. People appreciated her graciousness, too, even after the loss to Sabalenka.
And you can't underestimate the tangible impact of a run like this for a player like Bucsa. The prize money over $200,000, that's significant. And jumping 30 spots in the rankings, back up towards the top 60.
Huge boost.
Absolutely. Her story really embodies that dream, doesn't it? That hard work, smart tactics, they can bridge the gap sometimes, even against immense power. A great lesson there for any aspiring player.
So let's get back into the match specifics a bit. That first set, you mentioned Sabalenka's serve, was dominant, winning 80% of first serve points. That's just suffocating for the returner.
Completely. Bucsa just couldn't get into the service games. And that break point at 3-1, when Sabalenka hit that cross-court backhand winner, that felt like a key moment, really hammering home the advantage. A perfectly struck shot.
For the second set, more back and forth. Bucsa holds serve to love early on. You could see her confidence lift.
Definitely. And then came that moment at 4-4. Bucsa earns a break point. A real chance to serve for the set.
Huge moment.
And Sabalenka steps up to the line. Boom, ace. Clocked at 118 miles per hour, right when she needed it most. That's championship quality under pressure.
Which brings up that crucial question again. How much of winning at this level just comes down to that mental strength, that fortitude?
Oh, it's massive. And that's precisely the narrative around Sabalenka's recent success, as we discussed. Analysts often talk about that shift she's playing. To win now, not just playing not to lose. It sounds subtle, but it's a huge difference in mindset, especially on big points.
And for Bucsa.
For Bucsa, a match like this against the world #1 on a big stage, it's invaluable experience. It shows her what the very top level looks like, maybe highlights areas to work on, like finding a bit more pop on her own serve, perhaps, to consistently challenge those elite players.
Stepping back a bit, this match also reminds us of the legacy of the U.S. Open itself. It's got such a rich history. Started way back in 1881, U.S. National Championships.
On grass courts originally, and only open to club members back then. A very different world.
Then you had the shift to the Open era in 1968, allowing pros to compete. That changed everything.
Absolutely pivotal. Arthur Ashe winning that year was such a landmark moment, too, for diversity in tennis. And the move to Flushing Meadows in '78 introducing the hard courts that really shape the modern game, favoring powerful baseliners like Sabalenka.
And the tournament has always been at the forefront in some ways. Equal prize money since 1973, the first major to do that.
A really progressive move at the time, yeah. It speaks to the tournament's legacy. And today, the women's game feels more competitive than ever, wouldn't you say?
Definitely. You have Sabalenka, Swiatek, Coco Gauff, several players capable of winning majors. That parity means you get upsets, you get unpredictable results. It makes it exciting.
It really does. The WTA Tour is truly global now, players from everywhere. And winning a slam gives you those 2,000 ranking points, hugely important. The prize money reflects the sport's health, too. $75 million total purse in 2025 is staggering. And Sabalenka's run of consistency, making quarterfinals or better repeatedly. It echoes some of the all-time greats like Steffi Graf. It just underscores how vital everything is now. The mental prep, the coaching teams, recovery strategies. It's a 247 operation to stay at that level.
So looking ahead then, Sabalenka gets through this tough test. What's next for her in the tournament?
She moves into the quarterfinals, and her opponent is Marketa Vondrousova.
Ah, the 2023 Wimbledon champion.
Right.
A very different kind of player.
Completely different.
Yep.
Vondrousova is a crafty left-hander. She uses a lot of angles, spins, changes of pace. She likes to construct points strategically, disrupt her opponent's rhythm.
So that sounds like a potentially fantastic matchup. Sabalenka's power versus Vondrousova's finesse and defense.
It promises fireworks, I think. Could be some really dramatic tactical points.
Yeah.
And the rest of the draw still loaded. You've got players like Jessica Pegula, Barbora Krejcikova still in the mix. Everyone's fighting for that huge prize, $3.6 million for the winner, and, that Grand Slam trophy. The ultimate prize.
Well, as we wrap up this deep dive, it's a great reminder, isn't it? Tennis is so much more than just hitting a ball back and forth.
Oh, absolutely.
It's strategy, it's physical endurance, it's a massive mental battle, and the stories are just so inspiring.
Yeah, matches like this one, Sabalenka Bucsa, they teach you about resilience.
Yeah.
You look at Bucsa fighting for every point, that spirit. It reminds you to compete hard but also enjoy the challenge. Whether you follow tennis closely or are just tuning in, these narratives, the dominant champion, the persevering underdog, they really pull you in. Makes you excited for what comes next.
Sabalenka's quest for a U.S. Open title defense rolls on. But as this match showed, and as tennis always reminds us, anything can happen. It's always one point at a time. And for you, listening right now, here's something to maybe think about. We talked a lot about Sabalenka's mental shift, moving from playing not to lose to actively playing to win. How might that apply in your own life? Is there a challenge you're facing, big or small, where adopting more of a play-to-win mindset could change the game for you? Something to mull over.